All right, y'all. Shalom Aleichem, Yashara. And hey to the Gentiles that are following after Yah's righteousness. I'm King Brittany Chanel. A king is a descendant and a ruler of a divine people. That divine people being Yasharel, Yah's people. Glory to Yahweh for another day, y'all. I want to talk about another Men in Modesty episode. We've been talking about these things on the channel, which I'm so excited about how they're being received on my Mocha Modesty channel. I want to talk about what's going on with Shannon Sharpe. Okay. Shannon Sharpe is another individual that's being highlighted that is of melanated descent. Now, I don't know if he's a Yasharelite or what the case may be, but he is a melanated man. So I want to talk about that so that a lot of our young men know that this is very serious, okay? We are in a time and an hour where Yahweh is not playing these type of games with these people. He's not playing with people. He's done with the people and the Roman perverse lifestyle that they've been living, the lascivious lifestyle that they have been living, the fornication. Fornication is not just you just messing around, unmarried messing around. Fornication is just you dabbling with other gods, also committing spiritual fornication as well. So Shannon Sharpe basically looks like a lot of melanated young men at this time period. I feel like he shows that he has a lot of I would say tribal low self-esteem. Because like I said, I don't know if he's a Yasharelite or not, but he is a melanated man. And it's like, I've noticed this with some melanated men that they have been broken down due to the transatlantic slave trade, where they have so much low self-esteem where, when they start getting into being with these strange people from strange nations, I will say, that are into, strange things, it literally reduces them to a breadcrumb. And this is what you're seeing with Shannon Sharpe. I believe this is this not the second or third time somebody has said something or came out on Shannon Sharpe? And it's like Monique tried to tell this man, like, sir, you need to, settle yourself down. This is why the Father tells you that you need to get a wife and settle yourself down so that you're not doing things that are irresponsible. It is very irresponsible to play with Hasatan, play with lust, play with strange, strange things. Okay. I don't, looking at Shannon Sharpe from some of these outfits and certain stuff, I be, looking to the side a little bit. And also just listening to that audio that was put out was like, you allowed somebody to disrespect you by saying, I want you to put a big black baby in me. I don't know what kind of like weird, this is what I said. A lot of melanated men will get on platforms and degrade their own women, and they say, oh, the melanated woman's attitude, the disrespect, and all of that stuff, and then they will turn around and tolerate the most grotesque behavior from strange or Gentile women, Delilah-esque women, Jezebelic women. If you read the Torah, Jezebel is described as a foreign woman to Yasharal, right? And so, in our culture, in our law, we were commanded not to intermingle at all. Like, you had to get a wife that was a Yasharelite woman. This is because our ancestors knew, Abba Yah definitely imparted to them that this would lead them to, having their spiritual eyesight put out, i.e. Samson messing with that Delilah woman. And it's like, it seems like there's a pattern of these men, they're doing good and they're prospering in areas, but the area that they keep falling short in is the area where, if you want to keep your empire, if you want to build and keep your empire, the Most High is not going to bless you entertaining the strange woman. He's not going to allow you to keep, like, if you notice the curses that come on from this, and a strange woman could also be a woman that has a siren spirit, okay? Because just because a woman appears to be melanated, if she have that siren spirit, in my book, she is still a strange woman. So these men, you see this pattern over and over. They get a bunch of finances, and then they have this weird fetishization of these other women, and they allow these other women to degrade them, to disrespect them. Disrespect that they would never allow from their own women. And I'm not saying that women should even be trying to disrespect the man, because like I said, I believe in the hierarchy. A lot of women that are, like I said, on that feminist wave. I'm not a feminist, so I don't subscribe to that. Because their mindset, see, they don't realize that the feminist movement was created by people. See, the feminists, they don't like men, but they don't realize that they get into ideologies that benefit men, that were created by men, and then they just made a woman as the face of it to turn around and give it to you, but you still doing wicked stuff that a wicked man put out for you to benefit men that wanted to be wicked. You get what I'm saying? Like, women with all this sensual liberation, that doesn't benefit women. That doesn't benefit women. Women, I ain't about to go down that road. But like I said, if you watch my other videos where I've talked about this, it's a trap for women. And especially if you're a Yasharelite woman, you shouldn't even be over there, period. Because them people was never for you. They never had no positive ideals for you. And you shouldn't even be over there. Now, do I believe, like, in our culture, our women, we've always been in high esteem positions. We've always been judges. We've always been prophetesses. We've always had high respect from our men. And in the fallen state that society is in, the decayed state that society is in, this is why you have our women being degraded, being paraded around in the way that they're paraded around, because of the grotesque mind of certain individuals. That if you want to destroy a community, it says the Father told you, do not prostitute your daughters, lest the whole land fall into whoredom. So these certain nations, they knew what they was doing, promoting all this lewdness, and now we have stuff like the OnlyFans and the stuff, and now we have stuff like this Shannon Sharpe situation. Shannon Sharpe should be a cautionary tale to men, just like Samson and Delilah. Like, you putting it all on the line, and it's like my hubby was talking about the red pill type of stuff. Tell you don't get a wife, the woman gonna take half of your money and the rest of that stuff, but then you freely don't mind losing all your fortune to these women that set you up like a Delilah. And then you want to get up here talking about, oh, it's a shakedown, when you should have already knew. Like, I have not heard one positive story. Now, you might have, and listen, when I say this, every melanated man is not a Yasharelite man. The ones that do face consequences is probably because they got some Yasharelite ties, where there's a divine law that you must not commingle, not marry. And a lot of people that's Christians, they may not believe that. Oh, crack your Bible. Crack your Bible. It's in the book of Tobit. It's in a lot of places in the Bible. And if you don't subscribe to the ones that's non-canon, you could just crack this one right here, and it's all throughout the Bible. Yeah, y'all love the King James Bible, baby, it's in here. See, I'm gonna tell y'all this. When Candace Owens had that little sit down with Don Lemon, that debate, did you realize that Don Lemon hit her with the yayo and said, listen, you over here talking about my lifestyle, but you say you a Christian. The same Yah that you say is against this lifestyle, baby. Didn't he say that you wasn't supposed to be doing that? Candace Owens had the slow face. See, Candace Owens could outmaneuver people that don't know how to outmaneuver her with facts. Because don't think she don't know, y'all, and she been looking up this information about the other nations of people, right? She been looking up this information. So don't think in her research she may not have come across these scriptures. Because Dawn, she was like, are you serious? Because, you know, she always touts that she's a Christian. But you a Christian and you never came across these scriptures that if you a Yasharelite, do not marry them. Now, it doesn't say that let me state this. I'm not in agreement with anybody that be running around disrespecting other folks, because that's not the spirit of Yahweh. Yahweh didn't tell you to do that. He just told you to stay holy, stay set apart. Even though you amongst these other nations of people, we were to stay set apart even amongst these other nations of people. Meaning, like, even though we was in captivity, it was very much now stuff that we didn't have control over, like you know, people taken by force, people we had no control of that. You know what I'm saying? But willingly, you were not supposed to be wanting to commingle in that fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like, the father was very much so about marrying within the tribe. All right. So that should tell you right there. If you look at that statue, that's the I would say the goat statue that has the up down. You know what I'm talking about. I ain't about to say that on this video. Look at who they got at the bottom of the statue. Look at the ethnicity of the two people they got at the two children they got at the bottom of the statue. Now, if that wasn't the same, you know what I'm saying, flow, like what Don Lemon ain't really want to open up the door hardcore on the point to Candace Owens with that, because he himself is in one of them type of interracial unions himself. So, of course, he's not going to open up the door fully on that, because I believe at that time he was with somebody that was of another nation, right? So, but I'm just saying, pay attention to that sort of stuff. That made me think about this Shannon Sharpe situation. It's like, people that this type of stuff be happening to, they have more than likely Yasharelite ties. Because how many times you got to learn from somebody getting shaken down, swindled, and it be the same scenario, crying tears. Oh, this person did this. Then they talking about they need to clear out all your fortune. You've been playing sports. You've been getting $1 million contracts, and it's just because you don't have discipline. And men have to understand, you have to have discipline in that area. It's not all about you being freaky all the time. It's just, you got to. And even dudes that be on that type of time where they're just so perverse and all they talk about is being freaky, those is demons. People be like demonically infested. You can see it. Like, when you see women that they always want to dress sensual, they're demonically infested. You see these dudes where they're always focused on Risque, freaky freak activity, demonically infested. Shannon Sharpe basically should have listened to Monique when she told him, sir, you need to really get you somebody that love you. Because paying for play at 60, because everybody keep talking about 50. 56 is damn near 60. Sir, what are we doing? I'm out, y'all. I'm out. Because y'all need to go and get y'all